So I've been seeing this trend. I know you've seen it. I've been seeing because I even think that Jordan the Stallion did a little parody or he did a little commentary on it.
Okay.
So women are getting on TikTok, or women are grabbing their phones and they're with the guy they're dating. So situationship, that word has been used. Boyfriends, that has been used. Um, Also, husbands, people have done like the reverse with their husbands. But the thing that I'm seeing the most is situationship and boyfriends, where women are filming
And
themselves
saying, yeah, I know this trend.
and saying and referring to the person as their husband to see what kind of reaction they will get.
Yeah.
Now, I will say this. I've seen it a few times. I keep trying to get rid of this off my
Well, now
timeline.
that you spoke about it, we're both going to see it on our feed for the next 6 weeks.
I have been trying to get it out of my feed and it just keeps filtering back in. Like, not consistently, but every now and again I see it. And that's why it popped up for me again. And I'm like, well, let's talk about it. Because the reactions are all different. Now, I will say, I haven't seen any particularly poor reactions. I imagine the reason I haven't seen the poor reactions is because someone or many someone's got their feelings hurt and were too embarrassed to put it on the internet.
Right. I saw one that was horrible. And I feel
Oh,
like it would have been my reaction.
I think I saw the one that you saw as well, but I think that's the only negative one I've
Because
seen.
that
It,
motherfucker said, I'm not your husband in 0.5 seconds. He said, I'm
right.
here with my husband. He said, I'm not your husband. I was like, yo,
Yes, I did see
that
that
was
one.
a fast response.
But then there was one where this guy, was it? Okay, there were two that I saw over the weekend. One where the girl was saying it to the guy and he just like wasn't phased at all. And even their interaction was like really, she said they were in a situationship. It turns out, because she ended up back in my feed again, turns out she didn't understand what a situationship meant. Everybody in her comments were like, girl, you are in relationship with that man.
You see? And that's the real conversation.
They were like, we don't think he knows that y'all are not together. So she did admit, I think she came back and did another video. It was like, you guys taught me something. I think I am in a relationship. That was funny. That was a happy ending as far as I'm concerned. But then there was so then there was one where the girl was like, okay, this is my boyfriend. Like he's not my husband, but I'm gonna say husband and see what he says. And so she props up the video and she does it like influencer style. She's like, hey, I'm here with my husband. We're about to eat lunch. He looked so excited and so enamored by it, which I was surprised. But he looked like he was ready to propose right there. Now, the reason I bring this up, though, I think this trend is stupid. I just want to make the point that I think the trend is stupid. I think you're setting yourself up by doing this. And I'm the type of person, like I always say, me and Mario Winans are on the same page. Like, I don't want to know. If I I don't ever want to put myself in a position to be embarrassed like that. Like, if I feel like you need to be damn sure that this is going to go in a positive way for you to do something like that. Otherwise, it's just stupid and you're setting yourself up to get your feelings hurt. But people are doing it. What would you do if somebody did this to you?
Well, first of all, I'm going to respond super fast that I'm not your husband. And second of all, I
Okay.
wouldn't even make it to the video unless your camera is hidden. Because the moment you start recording, I am exiting the premises.
That moose?
Vamoose. I am going to teleport out of there.
Oh, you've got
That's how fast.
superpowers.
That's how fast it's gonna be. It's be like it's gonna be like Batman. If you ever seen anything Batman related, they'd be talking to him and be like, right? And this nigga be gone. They'd be like, but where the fuck did he was just how'd he do that?
He didn't even say, I'm Batman.
Nothing. Just gone. So two things would happen in this instance because I'm single. I'm not in a relationship. So if I was in a relationship and you did that, I'd probably laugh and just be like, "Girl, you better stop recording because you know you're about to get embarrassed." And I would try to save you. If the woman who's my girlfriend in that instance, I would try to save her from embarrassment and be like, "Babe, you should stop recording. If you want to have that conversation, we can discuss it off camera." Now, that's one answer. Now, if today, as a single guy who's not in a relationship, if I was asked that question, like I said, I'm hurting feelings immediately and purposefully because that means you got some motherfucking nerve to get on camera with me, one, and two, to say some shit like that. No, player, you got to get your feelings hurt so you never, ever try to do some shit like that again.
Mhm.
But you also would have to be good at hiding your camera because I'm not getting on camera with you. Unless you fooled me into like, hey, let's make a video about some topic you're interested in because I know you do a lot of podcasts. And I'm sitting there thinking like, oh, we about to introduce ourselves and discuss this topic for some cool content. And then you flip it and be like, she, not you specifically, but she flip it and be like, I'm here with my husband. Then it would really go bad, like really, really bad.
I mean,
Because then I got to make sure to squish you like a bug so you never try some shit like this again.
squish you like a bug.
Yeah. Because you've crossed several lines if that's what you're doing. Yeah. Yes. Because you crossed a bunch of lines doing that. Not you, the woman in the scenario.
I kind of feel like, so I think I already said I think it's stupid, but
Oh,
I
yes.
kind
And I was answering your question. I too think that is stupid and setting yourself self up for lots of embarrassment and failure. But I also think, and then I'll shut up so you can go. I also think this points to something I say all the time on every podcast, which is that people just want attention. People will do anything and everything for the clicks and the views. This is just more of that.
yes. But I also think you need to know the person that you're dating. I just don't think that that's why some of it is just nonsensical to me because it's like, especially the one where the guy immediately said it. Like there was no there's no
Because
room for and I've
he,
also
he
seen it
immediately
like
said that shit.
and one one and the husbands are funny also because women have
Oh,
been
because
doing
they
this
reverse it and say, I'm here with my
because
boyfriend?
I'm here with my boyfriend. One husband was like, I'm not your boyfriend.
I would
And
immediately said that too.
immediately he was like, I'm not your boyfriend. I don't I don't know why you keep saying that. One, it was funny because he let her get the first one off.
Ah,
She did it again, and he was like, "Why do you keep calling me your boyfriend?" It was like, so to me, okay, it can be cute and it can be funny, but I also think you need to know the person that you're dealing with. I think that's what everything comes down to. You need to have an understanding. If it's somebody that you just been messing around with for a couple of weeks or something like that, and y'all don't really have like something established or no kind of rapport, then pulling out a camera and filming using that person to film content is probably not a good idea. Um, but also maybe content should relate. That's what y'all do. I don't know. I think some of these people have already kind of put their business on the internet, so a trend like this doesn't really, it's not moving the needle one way or another for them. Um, and I mean as couples. I don't mean just as single people, because there are plenty of people on the internet. You go on TikTok, there is a whole like girlfriend TikTok is a category.
It's a
So
toxic category.
okay, but it's a category is all I'm saying. Um, so it is a thing. Couple TikTok is a thing. So I understand why the trend exists, but it's also dumb. It's like, but why you do that to that man? Do you not like that man? Do
Because
you
people
not
don't,
want to? Do you not want to continue things with him?
and
Because
that's where
there's
I was about to go.
also that. But again, I know some of it is not real. But some of it you could tell is real. And it's cringy and it's like, girl, why did you do that?
Because she's willing to sacrifice even her relationship for the clicks and views. And that's the sad part.
That's
Because
not,
it could very well lead to the end of your relationship.
yeah, a worst case scenario, I would think so. But I don't know. I just feel like the people over there on TikTok are on some other stuff that I'm just not. I'm just not into. But I thought it was funny. I said, "Oh, this is like really a thing," because you see something once or twice, and you're like, "Okay, people are doing this," but then you start to see more than once or twice, and you're like,
Right. You see it
"What?
50, 11 times.
What is wrong with y'all?
Right.
Why are y'all doing this?" But you
That's
know
why.
what? Have your good time. If y'all came out on the other side of it and it wasn't a big deal, again, I said, I feel like you need to know the people you're dealing with. And I wouldn't take too kindly to somebody pulling out their camera and start filming our lunch or whatever it is, on a brunch date or something. I would be like, this is weird, and I don't want to do this.
Right.
I don't want to do this. So I think it depends. I think it depends on the situation, but
I don't think it's wise if you're in a
also a
situation.
super trend. Yeah,
If you're dating someone, if y'all are a couple, and he or she, or in this instance is he, right? If he has consented to being on video with you and you do it, I mean, you're rolling the dice. But in a situationship, when you have no relationship and they're not a couple, and you do that, I hope that you're ready for that thing to end right then and there. Because I don't care if you're in a situationship for 10 years. If you're not a couple and you do that shit, that might be the end of the situationship.
maybe. I
Yeah.
mean, like I said, I think everybody reacts to it differently. I just think I think that's worst case scenario, but I just think it's kind of dumb.
I agree.
I don't know. But anyway, that's my little TikTok thing.